the Joker.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of crap shoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host.
I finally have
James.
Someone who knows me.
I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
It's a little bit
A lot
weird.
of things have happened today in the past week, James.
Things have happened.
Mostly
already.
Today, because today we went and watched a little film. A little bit of cinema. It was The Joker 2.
Joker, baby.
Fall. Hold on a second. I got this. Folly a Deuce. What an interesting title, isn't it?
Fondle.
So, we went and watched The Joker 2, and I should preface this by saying I haven't watched the first Joker movie, so I just have Joker 2 to base
which
off
is
of.
so funny for people who don't understand, because in the Discord, me and JD constantly use the Joker and Murray scene when talking to each other. It's a running bit of me.
Like, I know the memes from the first Joker movie, like the that scene, and also the whole "you don't get it." But other than that, I don't know anything about the first Joker movie.
It's just such a common thing within what we send each other is literally Joker gifts.
We send each other a lot of gifts that I haven't watched the original material of.
It's my favorite thing is me knowing all the ones that you don't, because I know almost all the gifts in general. So it's like you just not understanding like most of the ones that are like references or something.
I mean, let's just get this. Let's just put our cards on the table. What do you think of the movie?
The Jews.
The juice is loose.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I had a fun time. Yeah, as somebody who did enjoy the first movie and wasn't a fucking dickhead incel that was like, he just liked me for real. It was a very
James,
fun. It was a very fun sequel. Me. Yes, I'm Gypsy Crusader. I blame all minorities for my own faults.
There you go.
I actively aggravated a group of people and then got mad when they beat me up for saying horrible, obscene things to them. Why would they do this to me? Why would they do this to me? Why did I have to suffer when they should have suffered instead?
Yes, I mean, James is a musical guy. He likes musicals. This movie was kind of a musical.
One would say I'm actually the guy who doesn't like musicals.
I don't know about that, because you keep on raving about how much you like musicals.
That's a musical reference for you guys who know Star Kid, the musical company.
Sure.
And their one show, the guy who doesn't like musicals. One of my favorite musicals.
I didn't really have an opinion about it before going to, because I haven't watched a lot of musicals. Not because I don't like them, but just because I don't watch movies. And after watching this one,
you turned to me and you said, "I don't think I like musicals."
I mean, after watching this one, I don't think I'm a big musical fan. Mostly because it's just not my jam. Mostly, I mean, I could tell that the songs were cool, but I wasn't really jamming out to them. Even though you could see me, visibly dancing in the movie theater. Like, I stood up from my seat and I started dancing like Gangnam Style in front of the guys next to us.
Started doing the Joker dance down the stairs.
Yeah, I was dry humping them like right in front of them. But yeah, maybe I'm just not a musical talent kind of guy. I'm not a theater kid. So, a lot of the music numbers didn't really hit me. Like, I didn't even know it was Lady Gaga who was playing Harley Quinn until the end of the movie.
We literally watched the entire movie, and until the credits, JD had no fucking clue that she was in it.
I'm a big Lady Gaga fan. But
Lady Gaga.
But I mean, they did a great job with the prosthetics in this movie. I could barely tell it was her.
Nope, that's just actually how her face looks.
I was wondering why she was so good at singing. I was like, is that a singer or something? Must be.
You're like, man, this Joaquin Phoenix chump, and then Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I was like, man, Joaquin Phoenix, not really hitting it, but this girl, Harley Quinn,
I actually really enjoyed his singing.
Big singer. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was okay. I don't think it's terrible.
I wouldn't say it's very Les Miserables. With how it's like on set singing, because I don't think it actually was.
It was just a little jarring.
I liked that Joaquin didn't sound like he was a professional singer, which is something to say because he did do the Johnny Cash biopic as Johnny Cash.
I mean, you say he's not like a professional singer, but he sounded pretty all right to me. Like he could pass off as singer to me.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, he's done singing performances before, but this isn't exactly like those either. So I was very happy to hear it.
Yeah. I guess out of just out of 10, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10, below average for me.
I'd give it a solid 7.
I think my main problem with the movie.
Your main goal is to blow up.
My main goal is to blow up.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, quick side tangent. Have you seen those memes where it's like somebody getting punched, and then it's just the entire scene that leads up to them getting punched, but every like couple seconds they'll cut in the clip of them getting punched?
No.
I've never seen that. You need somebody needs to get the my main goal is to blow up video, but just keep cutting in the explosion from Joker 2.
I've seen plenty of edits of my mango. It was of mangoes to blow up. One is him blowing up at the end, like exploding. Another one just cuts him off when he says mango and he turns into like a mango, like the fruit.
My mango.
And then
anyway, a kid got kicked out of school because they're like, you're making a terrorist threat, and they're like, no, I'm just quoting a video.
I was quoting a video. Here, take a look. And it's a video of like ISIS. It's a video of like ISIS terrorists blowing up the cities. I'm just quoting this video. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just quoting a meme. My main being translated. The terrorist leader says, "My main goal is to blow up."
My main goal is like to I don't know up.
Anybody. He said these words before beheading a man.
You're talking like the English translator for Middle Eastern speakers.
Who am I talking to now?
Yeah, I think my main problem with the movie was that it's too long. It felt really long to me. There were a lot of scenes that were really stretched out. Reminded me of the Batman. Right, where just every scene is like it's like a shot of darkness for like 50 seconds, and then the next 2 minutes is him walking toward the camera out of the darkness. And so it's just too long.
It's a bad take.
It's too long.
It's a bad take.
Similarly, in this movie, there are a lot of scenes of him just, by him, I mean Joker. He's just like sitting there and smoking.
Woker.
He's smoking, and then sometimes he doesn't do anything when he's smoking. It's just a shot of him smoking for like 3 minutes.
Just ignore me.
and then there's a shot of him every time he smokes. He arches his back, leans back, and like blows the smoke up into directly up into the air.
He does the little Neo dodge.
Yeah, he does the Neo dodge blowhole, pretends to be a whale, and it's not doing it for me. It's cringe. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this movie is cringe.
I love it.
I'd say like maybe 80%. I'm almost 100% sure they don't make it. Like the scenes that I found cringe weren't meant to be cringe.
I don't think they were meant. I don't think it was like trying to take itself seriously like the first movie did.
Because again, it kind of felt like that with me. It was saying, man, this movie's so deep. I don't know, JD, oh my god!
Who did watch
Arthur is such a terrorized, traumatized man, just constantly conflicted with his own mind.
No, the whole point is that cigarettes. Arthur is like literally just a horrible person.
Yeah. Well, he is.
Right, but like people didn't get. That's what I'm trying to say is that yes, it seems cringy, but that's the point is because people didn't get it in the first movie that he's a bad person and is not justified for any of the stuff he does. Like, yes, Arthur killed those 3 guys who were beating him up in the subway. Why did he do it? Because they were attacking him and not the girl they were attacking earlier. He didn't care when they were attacking the girl. He only cared when they started to attack him.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about actually fighting for the little people, and that's the whole point of the end of the first movie is when he goes on the show and Murray's like, so what's with the paint? You part of like the protest? And he's like, what protest? Because he doesn't realize that he started like a revolution of people who think he's this mastermind. And he's just like, I'm just a fucking idiot. This is just my clown makeup because I'm a clown. Now
it's you're giving me one of those situations, James, where you're describing something like the message the movies has, and I don't know if you're actually telling the truth to me. I don't know if it's just something you made up in your head.
That's what the whole ending statement of this movie was. JD, we watched it where he's like, the Joker's not real.
I straight up watched it.
The Joker's not real moment that he had at the end of the movie. That's literally the whole point of it. It
was a whole nothing burger.
Yes.
There was no message. It's just nothing.
No, the message is that like a Joker isn't this brilliant mastermind.
It's like a love movie, romance movie that doesn't go anywhere, and then that's it. It's done.
Because yes, she's in love with the idea that's not there. Like the people that are in love with Joker, despite the fact that they
I don't know about that
understand the
connection.
message.
I don't know about that connection.
The director himself said this. I don't know what you want from me, JD. These are the director's words.
Are you sure?
Yes, Todd Phillips has made it very clear. He said it very openly.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a fact check on that one in the comments below. Not you, James. Someone else, please.
And nobody else fact check. This is a very JD Vance at the vice presidential
because
debate
it's one of those things
the
where it's
rules
like,
where you couldn't fact check.
In my mind, it's like this movie is like a whole like, oh, let's paint this like traumatic experienced person as, you know, he's just a guy getting beat up by society all the time. Look at how poor and helpless
the movie could not have made it more clear that that's not actually the story.
By people like the asylum guards and just regular people themselves. Look at how poor he looks. And then James, you know, takes that message, completely turns around on its head, tries to gaslight me thinking it's something else. But we both watched the same movie. I mean, the facts are there.
No, actually, JD, we didn't watch the same movie because you never watched the first one. And you're telling me the events in the first movie did not happen.
I didn't tell you that. I just don't believe you when you tell me it was happening.
You were like, no, James, that's not what happened. You're lying to me.
Well, I didn't say the first part. I just said you're lying to me.
You were literally like, I don't know if that's what happened.
This is one of those tactics James also implies, where he just mixes in one more fact on top of something that's true, makes it a half lie, half truth. You were literally saying, I don't know, James. We're going to need a fact check in the comments because I don't know if that actually happened. You can't lie to me. The conversation was just 5 seconds ago. About what the director said? Yeah, that one I'm going to need a fact check on. Anyway, though, that's the kind of feeling I got from this movie. It's not good.
Lies.
Yeah, I think the pacing is also just it's just kind of all over the place. The first act it felt really, really long, and nothing really happens in the first act.
It was a 2 hour and like 10-minute movie.
Really? It was only 2 hours?
Yeah.
It felt like a 3-hour movie. I'm not gonna lie.
It did not.
To me, it felt like a 3-hour movie because it was so long.
Because you're a liar.
I mean, I can't lie about JD. I can't lie about what I feel, James. It's just how it felt.
You're awful, JD.
There's a lot of scenes that just nothing happens. Especially during the first part. There's like several times they just walk through hallways. And the point of the scenes is like show, oh, look how poor Joker is, and he's getting beat up by these guards as he walks through hallways. He's covered in rain, drenched in rain, you know, wet all the time for no reason because they hate him. Society hates him. Look at him all left out alone. And that was like the first whole act. And I don't really relate to Joker that much. I'm not gonna lie.
You're not supposed to.
I think he's not that great. But also I don't enjoy just seeing a dude getting beat up all the time.
You're also not supposed to enjoy that. That's also the point.
Yeah, but then like, what's the point of the movie then? There
isn't really one.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a 4 out of 10. There's not really a point to the movie. It's not very fun to watch. The music numbers are actually the most fun part of the movie because they come out of nowhere. They're like random, sporadic moments. You know, when we walked in, I was like, James, is this a musical? And you're like, no, it's not a musical. It's a musical, and then you put in quotations, and we go in, and the very first.
I don't count jukebox musicals as real musicals. They aren't musicals. It's not a musical. That's just people getting in a circle and singing a song.
Yeah, that's not musical.
It's not. You're just singing a popular song.
Yeah, it's just everyone breaking into dance numbers and singing and shit. And it's not musical.
Well, no, it's one guy breaking into a dance number.
A musical requires depth.
Nuance.
Like, I'm 14 years old. This is so deep. It's not a musical because it's more than just music. It's a feeling. Yeah. You know, James?
Yeah.
It's a musical. And so the very first scene is a musical. And then a lot of yes.
The very first scene is a cartoon.
It started pretty interestingly because it was animated. Mm-hmm. It was like a Walt Disney kind of animation.
A very incorrect interpretation of the events of the first movie.
Yeah. I was watching. I was like, "Is this supposed to be a recap of the first movie?"
I was wondering if that was supposed to be the TV movie they kept talking about.
Ah, I see. Um, but yeah. So the music numbers in the movie are just they'll just be like in between set scenes of Joker smoking or whatever character's smoking. Everybody smokes in the movie. They're constantly smoking, and then they'll be having a conversation that's kind of not a conversation because Joker doesn't really talk a lot during the first act. He just sits there, stares off into space, and then it'll just like it'll either like smash cut into a musical number, or the guy, one of the person in the conversation just starts singing all of a sudden, and then it turns into a music number.
Well, hold on. We didn't get the musical bit until he meets Harley. And after that, when he's staring into the TV screen, is the first time we get the musical.
Yeah. Yeah, so
it takes a minute for it to happen.
It felt like 20 minutes to me for it to happen.
Well, yeah, that's why I said a minute.
Yeah, but I would say it felt 20 minutes to me because I felt like the movie was too long. Get it? Because that's it. Anyway.
I don't get it. Go into more detail and explain it better.
Sure. The movie feels too long. A lot of those scenes, you could probably just cut them out. And there'd still be no plot, actually. I don't know what the plot to the movie really is. So the overarching plot is that he has to go to a trial. He's doing a trial for the murders that he did in the first movie, of which I watched. And
which I watched. that's just trying to sneak that in real quickly.
And that's basically the plot of the movie. And so he's chilling in the asylum up until he has to go to the trial. Then he just goes, it just swaps back and forth between the trial and the asylum. And that's the whole movie. He doesn't, I think he gets sentenced to death or something from the trial.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Well, actually, I think he's going to be sentenced, but
they read out his verdict, but they just didn't say death sentence. After the verdict, they said he was guilty, so I was like, oh, that's death sentence probably, right? But he dies, but not from the death sentence. He dies from something else. A random dude just stabs him in a hallway.
The real Joker.
Yeah, the real. Is he actually the real Joker, or are you just messing with me because he sliced him?
Well, it's supposed to insinuate that this guy was inspired by Arthur, but because Arthur is like the Joker's not real thing, he's like, well, no, he is real. You're just
because he's me.
Right. That's why. That's what his story. Me. That's what the thing he tells him at the end of the movie. That's what it is. The whole joke he's telling him is that, yeah, you're not the real comedian. You're pathetic and washed up. I'm the real thing.
You're washed up. You're cooked.
You're washed. You're trash.
You're washed. You're cooked. You're just not 16 times the detail, he says as he stabs him over and over again in the stomach.
Me as I stab Joker in the lungs 18 times.
Yeah, I guess it was supposed to be more of like a character driven movie, but since I didn't know the characters, they were not that deep to me. Not that deep.
It's because you suck.
Yeah, they were kind of uninteresting to me. Harley is just Harley's in the movie. She's just I guess she's just a compulsory liar, crazy person. Classic crazy.
She wants Joker to like her, person. So she lies about her life so he'll like her.
Yeah, she's from like a well-off family, and then she institutionalizes herself in order to meet Joker, and then when Joker goes like, maybe I'm not the Joker, baby, and then she's like, well, I guess I don't want to play with you anymore, and drops the toy, and that's her character arc. Yep.
Yeah, because she's
there for the musical part of the movie.
Well, yeah, she's there for Joker. She's not there for Arthur Fleck.
Same person.
It's why when they have the less than 30-second sex scene, she puts all the Joker makeup on first.
The sex scene was just so weird. Because that was one of the scenes that felt like it should have been longer than it was. So this scene happens when he gets put in like solitary confinement after they caught him trying to escape with Harley. And so Harley's gets into his solitary confinement cell because she bribed one of the guards. She sucked one of the guards' dick, and then so she went in there.
That's assuming.
Well, we do a lot of that here, don't we, James?
I mean, you do, not me.
I mean, I don't assume about the whole first movie. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But I know that you do. You do, James. You assume that the message is all that, but in reality, it's just director saying, "I thought it would be cool." You there? You with me?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Oh, I'm listening.
Yeah,
I just think your message is a bunch of bullshit.
This scene, she talks to Joker in his solitary confinement cell, and this scene lasts like a good 5 minutes maybe. So she's talking to him, and it's just incomprehensible speech, and then they start making out, and then she's like, you're gonna be it, right? You're gonna be the Joker. You're gonna be the Joker, baby. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be the Joker, baby. And he drops his pants, so we see his cheeks, and then they start fucking in the cell, right?
Walking.
But it's like not good. Not good fucking. Not good fucking.
I love that it's intentionally bad.
It's intentionally really. This is one of the parts I found pretty cringe because maybe it was meant to be.
It's supposed to be.
You say it's supposed to be, but I felt like the way he shot it felt like it wasn't supposed to be. It's
obvious that it is, and it's insane to me that you keep going. I don't know. You keep going. I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like. I have the feeling it's like that thing where I say, "Oh, they're obviously a troll," but then you're like, "No, they're not a troll. I know this."
No, but you also say this.
This about is the thing right here. It's like
you say this about people who have like their account name is like Adolf Hitler, and like they have like a bunch of like Nazi shit on their account.
Their account name is like
you're like, no, James, they're a troll, and it's like, no, JD, they're genuinely saying this.
I'm like,
and you're like, no.
I say this to people whose account names are Adolf Hitler, 9/11, let's go, and then I'm like, yeah, that's obviously a troll. You're like, no, it's real. Look. You see this guy use your name? It's Illuminati is real. Matrix of Red Pill number 69.
But you're also ignoring the things that they say.
Real.
You're saying that as if like what they're saying is like a goofy version of what it is. But then they're like saying goofy. Awful.
It's some of the goofiest shit I've ever heard.
Awful, horrible shit, and you're like, yeah, it's just goofy stuff. No, dude, that's
They're calling everyone
in the real world.
They're just slinging out slurs like crazy, and that's
not trolling.
That is trolling.
No, JD.
That's 100% trolling.
No.
Because whoever JD, talks like that.
But you don't understand the real world. You got
who talks like that? Who walks out there and while they're in mid conversation with someone breaks out into a music number about being the Joker?
Me. All the time.
Next time I see
an issue. It's an issue. It happens too much.
See a breakout.
I'm the Joker.
Yeah, so but then he like bangs.
Joker, goddamn baby.
Joker bangs Harley
for and a Joker. I'm
for like 30 seconds.
Like you.
He does like some awkward humping, and it's the shots just on their like faces the whole time. And I remember at the end of after like a couple, it's like a couple quick pumps, and then he's done.
I think when that happened, I looked over and you were like tightly grasping your mouth to keep yourself from saying anything. You were trying to hold it in as best as
I looked over at you, and then you said to me was that good for you?
Yeah, that's right. But I did it in the Arthur voice.
Yeah, you're like, is that good for you? So Arthur, first of all, Joker in this movie has like 7 different voices that he does.
It's so great.
It's weird because he flips flops between a lot of them. There's one where he's like kind of raspy, whispering raspiness, where he's like,
"You don't think it's real me?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be me." It was like a quieter version of like Eddie Brock in the first Venom movie.
He was like trying to do a British voice because the guy he was talking to is British.
Yeah, yeah.
But like he also used it several times before that.
And then he has a pretty clear voice, he just talks completely normal. Hi, how are you? That kind of voice.
Yeah, literally the hi, how are you voice.
Yeah, he has that kind of voice, and then when he does the Joker voice, he puts on like the theatrical weatherman kind of.
Now tell me, sir.
Sir, why don't you know? That kind of voice.
You don't think it's real me?
Yeah, So it's just
I love, by the way, when he's talking to Puddles and he breaks character every time Puddles is like, no, I didn't see your thing. He's like genuinely hurt. He's like, what?
yeah, he's just
you
like,
didn't see it?
he's just like, I'm scared of you, and then Joker goes like, fuck. He does that under his breath. He goes, fuck.
Fuck. Really? I told you I'd never hurt you though.
Judge,
Arthur,
I said no more questions.
Arthur, I saw you beat a man to death.
He does the Heath Ledger
but
impression.
I didn't beat you to death.
He goes, why so serious?
No, that's what the guy who kills him does.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it reminded me when Deadpool was like, who's your voice coach or whatever?
Yeah.
Who's your accent coach? I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself? But yeah. So we anyway, that was his accent. His character in the movie, he's mostly just like a unresponsive punching bag. That's like his character arc.
What is my character arc?
That's kind of what I felt like the Joker was. Didn't really feel super Joker-like to me, except for that part where he's like playing it up, like he dresses as the Joker.
Except for the part where he's the Joker.
Well, there is no Joker, James. That's the mess. We both agree that's the message of the movie, right? We both agree that
the guy
there's
who
no
kills
Joker.
Him is the Joker.
But yeah, but he's only there for like a total of like 3 minutes of screen time. Sorry, it's like 7 minutes of screen time.
The guy who kills him?
Yeah.
No, less than
that. Because it's 5 minutes of the very end scene when he's telling a joke, and then like a couple seconds here and there sprinkled throughout the movie of his face when he's watching TV.
I don't think the end scene was 5 minutes, was it? I thought it was shorter than that.
It felt like 5 minutes because he's like, because
time moves faster for you. I get it.
Well,
I get the joke, JD.
No,
you want to hear another joke, JD?
It would have been the opposite. Or it's actually be the opposite. His time was slower for me.
Actually, it was 89 minutes.
Yeah, see, I mean, if you don't remember, the final scene was like this. I'm going to talk a little bit quieter because my father's going to sleep.
I'm not. I'm going to talk even louder now.
You can. Please. So the final scene was like Arthur's watching the cartoon on the TV for about 30 seconds, and then the guard comes in and he's like, hey, you got a guest.
Hey, and Arthur, Joker, you got a guest.
And then Arthur, he puts his hands on his knees, and then he gets up and then he stumbles over to the doorway, and then it cuts to the hallway, and then he's stumbling through the hallway, and the guy behind him is like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And then he turns around, and the guy's like, I want to tell you a joke. Is that okay? And then Arthur turns back around, then looks at him again, and he goes, yeah, sure. If it won't take too much time. And then the dude's like, yeah, no, totally. So a clown walks into a bar, right? And he's at a restaurant ordering some food.
A psychopath walks into a bar and sees a clown he used to watch on TV at the counter. He says to the clown, wow, I used to watch you all the time on TV. You were so amazing. It's so disappointing to see you like this. And the psychopath says to the clown, can I buy you a drink and tell you one last joke? And the clown says, sure, what's the joke? And the psychopath says, you get what you deserve. And then he stabs him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like one of those jokes. It took like forever to get.
It was so wordy.
It was funny.
It was so wordy to just get that you get what you deserve.
It was so funny because right when Joker goes like, yeah, if it's not too long, he immediately goes into like a whole narrative, like setting up the context of this joke. Like, okay, there's a clown in the bar and a psychopath walks into a bar and they're at a counter. Can I buy you a drink? This sad, pathetic clown. He says pathetic, I think, in somewhere.
He does. Sad, pathetic clown.
Yeah, this sad, pathetic clown. And then all of it to just hit him with a I am the Joker too, fully do, and stabs him in the gut. Like,
I am the Thing 2011.
It's so bad. It's terrible. Yeah, and then his death scene takes like another 3 minutes. And then slowly zooms in on his like cold deadless corpse as he's like lying on the ground, and the dude in the background is just like tweaking out, like cutting his face. Anyway,
I think that guy is also the same one that tried to like grab the pills earlier in the movie and bit somebody.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't really remember a scene like that, but I was kind of clocked out for parts of the movie.
It was when they like cut Arthur to the front of the line to get his pills first before they went next door for the therapy.
Oh, was it the dude right behind him who bit the guard?
Yeah, I think that's who that guy was.
You think that's who they were?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that they do look kind of similar. They have like a buzz cut, so
it's not Ricky. I just know that.
Yeah, there's like
Joker
another
kissed Ricky, and Ricky's like, "I will die for you," and he did.
Yeah.
And the Joker went, "I'm Ricky, the Joker, dude. Baby."
See, Ricky is a good guy. Maybe.
No.
Oh, what did Ricky do? What did Ricky do?
He murdered his family.
You sure?
He burned down an orphanage. There's a lot of deep lore to Ricky that you ain't aware of because you didn't watch the first movie.
Yeah, Ricky from the first movie. Ah, shit.
Classic
I should have paid
Ricky.
more attention. I should have paid more attention.
You should have watched the first movie.
Yeah. So, most of the musical dance numbers, they felt kind of random to me.
No.
And I felt like they were pretty. They felt pretty misplaced in their scenes because a lot of them. For
me, as you can tell by me predicting each song,
a good amount of them happens when like there's supposed to be a really serious scene going on. So like, Joker's like confronting Harley about lying about her past, trying to like manipulate him basically. And then she just breaks out into a song and dance, and then we move on to the next scene. That happens multiple times, mostly with Harley.
It's supposed to essentially be like, hey, here's how Joker copes and stuff like that, you know? It's not meant to...
Yeah?
Yeah, because, again, with the first movie, JD, I can't stress this enough, a lot of this is set up there.
Yeah.
The first movie, he doesn't hear words to the songs, he just hears these orchestral songs, and it's very song heavy for moments where when he is at peace, when he's him, he's dancing to these amazing songs that play only in his head. And so then in this movie, how he's advanced from it is now after going to the music class, he starts to hear those songs that he knows and loves, but somebody else is on tune with him finally, so he can sing them out. And that's why so many of them turn out to be duets or involve her singing and him dancing along.
So are they?
Because she matches his rhythm, but so he's not who she loves.
Are they real, or are they just hallucinations by him? Or
parts of them are. I think certain times they're real, certain times they're not. Like when they're trying to escape the prison.
Whenever it's smash cuts, it's fake.
Yeah, when it's smash cuts, it's fake. When it's like some of them are pretty obvious when they're fake. You know, like the first one when it cuts back to him just standing there, still staring at the screen after like doing the whole musical number. That one's fake. The one that's real, I believe, that's obvious, is the one where they're escaping the prison, because they do mention the fact that she was singing.
Right. So he's just evolved from hearing music to just start singing the music?
It's hearing music. He's now in the music because the music is his to control, until we get to like later in the movie where he's like just losing control and just spiraling. Which is why like Harley takes over the narrative, why she's like so involved as like the main character, and he's becoming a side character who stops singing along.
Sure.
No, JD,
you know,
I mean, sure me after
I didn't. I definitely didn't get that message from watching it.
I don't know how to make this more clear.
I definitely didn't feel like that didn't come across that way to me.
That's because you weren't paying attention.
Obviously. I mean, I was watching the movie.
You were not, as it's clear now.
I was there. I was staring at the movie,
you weren't
watching
paying
it,
attention at all.
Shocked in disbelief.
At him lasting only 30 less.
Yeah, after that I clocked out. I was in a recovery period.
There were several times where you turned to me and said, James, what are we watching?
James, I think you're having an Arthur Fleck moment where you're imagining meaning in places where there's not.
It genuinely could not be more obvious to me than that.
Because you're like, oh yeah, she's the main character, but
I didn't
for
say
most
that.
of the
I said she was becoming the main character, and especially to him, it felt like she was trying to steal his stardom, which is why he had a whole dream sequence specifically devoted to her stealing it from him and everything, you know? Which is
I
why then at the end of the movie, when he gets stabbed, he thinks back to that and how it ends with him dying while she takes over the show because he isn't the main character of it.
that did not. I don't remember that happening.
How do you not? That's
way.
literally the thing that happens when he
Because
dies.
in
That's
that final,
literally the thing that
because in
happens
that
when
final
he dies.
scene, she definitely does not take the star of that final scene because he starts singing while he's dying in that dream sequence. So he's definitely 100% the main character. It's even shot from like over her shoulder. So she did not steal the star of the show. I don't think there was a feeling of her stealing anything.
That there was.
Really.
That's what that whole musical sequence where she draws the. Well, that's what that sequence was earlier on is about. Is her stealing it from him because the therapist was getting in Arthur's head about it.
No,
Remember?
I thought that sequence was him thinking, was him starting to feel that she betrayed him because she was lying to him about stuff. So she doesn't like him. She likes
literally
the Joker.
Within that scene.
Right? So she wasn't stealing.
He says to her, "You're making this about you when it's about me."
But that was like in context for that dream sequence because they're doing a show.
Right,
that was
but
like,
then they cut back to that dream sequence, JD. They cut back to the dream sequence.
They mention it once.
You go back to where you got that dream sequence from. You get it back.
They make one joke, one bit about the whole, oh, it's about you, it's about me thing. And they never mention that again.
I know you're not meaning to, but it sounds like you're doing the SNL Jumanji bit. when you do they did one thing. One guy got Jumanji. One guy.
Said it once. Okay. They did say it once. But yeah, that's how it came across to me. I don't think it was like a whole stealing show thing because for the trial, at least for a lot of the trial, she was in the background. She was like she like slowly moved up seats during each day of the trial.
No, it was like the first day she was in the back, and then immediately after that she was up at the front behind him.
For like the entire trial, all the cameras were just on his face. He was staring at the cameras for like 30 seconds straight.
I love how much you just like every time it cut to him staring at something, you just like started covering your mouth. JD covering his mouth in just absolute disgust and shock every 5 seconds of this movie was amazing.
It's because whenever it cuts to him,
you were so disturbed by this.
It's because whenever they cut to him staring at the camera, I'd cover my mouth after 5 seconds of that shot just lingering. So like the shot would linger for like 30 seconds. So I would just cover my mouth and just wait. I was in disbelief that they would just leave it there. Because I'm literally just staring at like a slowly zooming in image of Joker's face on a camera screen. And I'm thinking in my head, like, there's no way that they put this in there. No way. And they did. Because there's multiple shots of that.
There's no way, JD. Actually, way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I was thinking in my mind of that one crazy court case that we covered about that dude who like represented himself. You remember that?
Not really.
It was the dude who was like he built like a bookcase in front of him, and the judge is like, "Can you move the bookcase, please, so I can see your face?" Or like the box.
Oh, you're thinking.
I was thinking of that the whole time because I was like
Corey something.
Yeah, I was thinking of that guy because the trial scenes reminded me of that, where the judge is just like, "I don't want to take any. I'm not going to handle any of your bullshit right now." And the Joker's playing just being a complete ass in front of everyone. Yeah, I was thinking of that because I was like, are they making a joke about that? I don't get it. I feel like they are.
If they were, I feel like it was very unintentional, but very accurate nonetheless.
It was really accurate.
Now that you pointed out, it's all I can think about is the Joker.
Yeah, like, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that the entire like trial arc, that whole arc.
Trial arc.
Yep.
Like it's a fucking anime, the Joker anime.
There's like, yeah, it was an arc. It's just an arc.
His arc was
and then
almost
the courthouse
the entirety of
blows
the
up.
movie.
So someone just blows up the courtroom, and he walks out, and he gets kidnapped by a couple of Joker heads, Joker enthusiasts, jokesters.
A detail there that I don't know if you noticed, but they're both dressed as him.
I remember one of them definitely dressed as him, and the other one I think was wearing like a mask. That was like,
right, to be specific.
It was a clown mask, but I don't think it was like his clown as a face.
Well,
as
no,
mask.
It is. So in the first movie, he kills the 3 guys in the subway, which you heard about in this one. And when doing it, he was wearing his makeup. I watched the first movie. You have not watched the first movie, JD.
I'm flipping the script now. I have watched the first one.
You're gaslighting me. He killed the 3 guys in the subway, and he did it while wearing the face paint. So people were like, yes, this guy with this face paint killed somebody. So people are on the lookout for clowns. But then people were like, well, yeah, fuck the rich people, because the 3 guys that had were rich. Fuck the rich people. They step on us like we're trash. So they started wearing masks of the guy's painted face as a symbol. That was the mask. And also what the guy was wearing was the jacket and like just general clothing that Arthur wore throughout the first movie. Was his like yellow hoodie and like kind of same kind of pants and stuff. And so he was meant to look like Arthur before Joker, and then the other guy was supposed to look like Arthur as Joker. You know, it was supposed to look like him through both people, essentially.
I see.
Because you only really see him when he gets hit by the cop car, but there was a lot of when the movie was filming, there was a lot of videos of them doing that stunt, and so people were able to notice it very early on that these were supposed to both look like him, because people originally thought that these were figments of his imagination chasing after him.
And that's why it kind of felt like that, but it was real.
Yeah, or was it?
It felt like it was
unreliable
fake.
Narrator after all.
You're right. It felt like it was kind of fake because like he's walking through, or he walked through like the hole that the explosion made in the courthouse. And so he's on the street, and then like all of a sudden a Joker figure comes out of the clouds in the distance, and it's just him. It looks like him. And he just like grabs him by the shoulders. He's like, "Hey, you're the Joker.
You're the Joker, baby."
Yeah. Anyway, that whole part was just like, it was a little messy. To me, it came out of nowhere, but maybe they set up like a whole blow up thing. I mean, when they said they did say like, "I'm gonna blow up" or something, right?
Yeah, he did say that, and also with how the first movie ends, this is just what his followers do. Again,
they blow
set
stuff
up with
up.
the first movie. They literally burn Gotham down almost at the end of the first movie, because they're just like, they're crashing cop cars, they're using ambulances like run them over and stuff, and so that's how they find him at the end of the first movie, is in the back of a cop car. After they just pile through it, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's in here," and it cuts to like all around him, and it's just people burning the city down essentially as they're like lifting him like a pariah. So it's like, this is very like, they heard him say like, "I want to blow this thing up," and they're like, "Okay, the Joker said it, so we's a do's it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man.
That's really it.
That's the Woker for you.
I think the guards rape him during a part. You remember that?
No, I don't know if that's what it's implying.
It kind of felt like that. Because like what they do is they manhandle him to the ground, and it's shot in a way where like he gets thrown behind like a small wall, so you can't see him, and the guards just like take off his pants, and they both like just start stripping him and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that could be the implication.
That it was implicated, I think, because
I don't know, JD. I think you just have a deviant mind.
No, I'm pretty sure that was one of the obvious ones. I think you're a liar. That was one of the obvious ones.
I can do this too.
Yeah. No. I don't think the guards really get. I don't think they really get any like justification in the end. They just walk off and they do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, is that it was like, well, yeah, you know, now that you've done this, what does this change? Nothing. You're just going back to status quo.
Yeah, and that's what you guys at home should take. And
that's life.
That's the message of the movie. Right there is nothing.
The message of the movie is nothing really matters.
I don't recommend watching the movie.
I do.
It's not the greatest, but I don't think it's terrible.
To my woke heads out there, you guys know what's up.
I don't even think they would like the movie that much. Like if you were just watching the movie by yourself. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the movie. You know. Anyway, any other news, James, before?
I've sent you a few things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I've sent them throughout the week that JD just completely ignored and did not talk to me about.
Yeah, what'd you send me?
I sent you a screenshot of a guy who went on Aiden Ross's live stream.
Oh, I have something to talk about Aiden Ross also on my list, but it's not about that live stream.
So a debater who has been going around doing debates pretty popularly now. They were on Jubilee. They debated Charlie Kirk.
And Mr. I hate debates over here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what about it?
He went on and he debated. Well, he was supposed to debate Sneeko. So it's a very fun series of events because I say he's supposed to debate Sneeko, but didn't. But Sneeko is in that photo, JD.
Yeah, he
top
is.
left with his boy Aiden.
There's four people in this photo that I see. Yeah, Sneeko, Aiden Ross, and then two people I don't recognize.
You recognize one of them, JD. It's your old favorite poke at head knife guy.
Oh, that's Nick Fuentes?
That's Nick Fuentes.
Looks like younger than I thought.
He's just wearing a baseball cap.
Is he just living in his house with that purple background, or?
Duh, that's the guy on the left. I'm talking about the guy on the right.
Yeah, I know
you are focusing on the completely wrong person.
I knew who you were talking about. It just didn't look like. Yeah, it didn't look like him to me right away. The quality's just bad.
Yeah, so he's debating Nick Fuentes, but he was supposed to debate Sneeko. Sneeko pussed out and then showed up secretly to be the second mediator of this debate with Aiden Ross. This was set up by Aiden, and they revealed to the guy on the left with the purple background, whose name is Dean. Mm-hmm. Dean Withers. He's been making the circa because Jubilee's been like using him over and over again for their debates, and he's been getting real popular from there. Okay. He's a college student who's only like I think 20 years old or something.
Young buck.
Yeah. A very smart kid, very well spoken, very like if you get him like agitated, the dude will fucking talk you into a square.
My least favorite kind of people, yeah.
Yeah. But JD, he knows more than you.
Yeah, he probably does.
He knows more about China than you.
Yeah, I don't care about that really, but okay.
He knows more about Korea than you.
Sure.
But yeah, he's just a very well-spoken kid, and he was supposed to debate Sneeko. Sneeko pussed out, and secretly showed up. And they didn't tell him till maybe about 30 minutes before the live stream was supposed to happen that the person they replaced Sneeko with was Nick Fuentes, which caused him pause because he's like, well, yes, I think Sneeko is a horrible person, so I wanted to debate him. Nick Fuentes is just a literal Nazi.
There is no debate with Nick Fuentes involved.
There isn't. That's actually a very true statement, JD. I did tune into the live stream, which is how I got the photo here.
Oh, was it on Aiden Ross's channel?
Yeah, his Kick. By the way, Kick is such a terrible thing to watch. I hate the way it works.
I've never been
so annoying.
I thought it was just like Twitch. Was it? It's a little bit different, isn't it?
It's kind of adjacent. It literally is just doing like Twitch's stuff, but it's like kind of the worst parts of Twitch mobile.
Yeah, I hate Twitch mobile.
Which is something we actively both hate. So it's kind of like the worst bits of that. But Nick Fuentes, I think, is not a person you can literally debate because you can't actually try to have a conversation. He'll just like literally just not acknowledge what you said, completely pivot, and then also like insult you. And he's like, I win that. And like the Dean guy
he's me on the podcast of the craft show, whenever I'm talking a point and you're trying to like interrupt me by like correcting me, and I just like don't even continue.
He's literally that because he's pure disingenuous.
That, but unironic.
Yeah, he's that, but unironic. He's purely disingenuous. He literally was trying to actually argue that yes, uh, Hitler would be a better leader than any woman.
That's where the debate went.
uh for some reason, it's the picture I sent you specifically is them discussing homosexuality, which I thought was very funny because by the end of it, Nick Fuentes is a incel, but by his own words, it is voluntary. So it's not an incel, it's just voluntary.
Right. He's voluntary celibate.
It's volcel, but volcel sounds a bit too interesting, so I don't want to give him that. He is truly an incel in the sense of it's not actually involuntary. You guys just don't give a shit or don't like women and don't want to admit it, which turned out to be the case with Nick Fuentes. Because by the end of it, it was just very funny because by the end of it, Dean was able to convince Nick that he's gay. And once he got to that conclusion, I think it was the only time in the entire debate that Nick Fuentes kind of shut down. Because
how did he convince him he was gay?
Well, because he was working through. Because Dean's really good at using your logic against you, because he talks to very stupid people all the time. So he's very good at like going like, okay, so because you think this is this, therefore this is this, which are completely like do not correlate or do not connect. So you're a fucking idiot for that. Like these cannot work. He's very good at it. Where in the sense of like, I can't remember exactly how he got to it. But Nick Fuentes was like, because if you've never had sex and you only idolized it, you are homosexual or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it went.
You say you like people, but you hate women. So that means you like men. You're gay. You're gay, Nick Fuentes.
It was something stupid like that. But again, Nick Fuentes, being the neo-Nazi he is trying to argue that being gay is not just a thing you are. It's a mindset.
Well, you see, dust particles are made out of human skin cells, dead human skin cells, and the penis has skin on it. So what you're inhaling actually is penis, dead skin penis particles in the air. So you're gay.
Not that stupid, but yeah.
I would love it if it was that stupid.
But yeah, it was very funny. Again, I can't quote exactly to you but it was very funny to watch Nick Fuentes like kind of go like stutter and like kind of break down for a second before trying to pivot and change topics, because this was the one thing that got to him, because he's like, fuck, because I do believe in my logic. That is true.
It really got him. No, it really got him because Nick Fuentes actually is gay. He just doesn't know
it. Probably is though. That's the thing, is that yeah, you probably are, and you're only now realizing it, and you've hated these people so much, but you're realizing you are that. Also, the homophobe to actually being gay pipeline is a real thing. So
what's Sneeko and Aiden Ross's take on it? Did they actually do something, or they just do XQC?
No, they just give you a topic, and then they'd give you a time limit and tell you right now and then how much time you had. That's all they did. And also, again, it's so obvious that Sneeko lied about not being able to do it, because obviously he's there, but also at the end of it, Aiden Ross is like, you know, Dean, you're pretty popular. Who do you want to call out, and I'll try to have it hooked up for you next. And Dean's like,
he just stares at the camera, Joker, like, he goes, you.
Yeah, he does that. He does do that. He's like, yeah, of course, Sneeko. And Sneeko like starts stuttering. He's like, we'll see. Like what topic? And he just starts like freaking out.
Chat thoughts.
Literally, it's that. You're making a joke, but that's literally how they were talking and interacting in chat too. I have to find it, because he also did say, I want to debate Andrew Tate. And my favorite thing was Andrew Tate's response was I think maybe 13 frames per second video he posted to Twitter. It's really choppy and bad, but it's him being like, Dean's a woman, so why would I ever debate a woman? And then Dean's response,
you can't come back from that. It's over. You're done.
No, it's really funny though, because this is Dean's response is literally just this image that I've just sent you.
No.
Do you know what this is, JD?
That's Andrew Tate, man. It's him.
Would you like to know how the interactions and likes and retweets turned out?
Retweets? What's that?
Because it's on Twitter. So Dean just said the words Twitter. X for you nerds out there.
I see.
Dean posted the Wojak in just the words ratio comma nerd and got 55,000 likes.
You're right. Dean is a master manipulator who uses your tactics against you.
And how many do you think Andrew Tate got?
Not a lot.
26 to 55.
Damn. Oof.
Again, this is 55,000 people.
Yeah, you go, Dean. I've never heard of you before today, but you sound pretty cool.
It was so good because he got the tweet while he was live streaming, and I was there for it when he like got the like thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's really funny that he's doing this." Anyways, how about all 10,000 people watching me right now just exit out of my live stream and go to my Twitter and like it? And immediately he beat Andrew Tate and then just kept climbing from there. It was really fucking good. But yeah, no, it was very funny. He called out Nick Fuentes. He called out Snako, Andrew Tate, and I think Ben Shapiro. He said are the people he wants to debate next. If Aiden Ross can put that together. Obviously, Andrew Tate doesn't want to actually have a conversation and talk.
No,
Sneeko is still running because he knows he can't actually have a conversation, and I doubt Ben Shapiro will happen because I don't think Aiden knows him.
I mean, Aiden might still try and do it.
I mean, I'll debate Dean. Yeah, me being the popular right-wing streamer that I am. I
mean, I'll do it too. Me being a popular right streamer.
I want you to do it, but you're just gonna do what Nick Fuentes did, but unironically.
I'm gonna do what Nick Fuentes did, but ironically, I'll wear the exact same outfit Nick Fuentes did in that. Have that same exact shot.
We'll build you a set.
I'm gonna study. I'm gonna rewatch that debate, study what his responses are, and I'll say it verbatim to him every single. You cannot beat me. I win. Dean. Sorry.
It was also such a bad live stream because Aiden Ross and Sneeko couldn't unmute the whole time, and every time they did, there was this horrendous echo because they don't know how to have a Discord call play at the same time as the live stream. So it was just really bad, and also Nick Fuentes was streaming at the same time, so his end of it just sounded horrible. You couldn't go to any perspective and enjoy it because of how shitty Kick is and how bad these people that were streaming on it were. If
Deez starts debating me, I'm gonna hit him with that like floating dust skin cell like penis debate. You can't beat me. You cannot argue that.
JD, I'm asking you to get a TikTok and do this. He's live every day.
I'm gonna have to say right now, that's not my joke. I stole that from one of my friend's jokes, and it was a little bit different.
But use it. JD, I want you to genuinely download a TikTok.
I think he said
so
something,
you can debate him.
My friend said something along the lines of like, girls have an XY chromosome and you've got like an XX chromosome. You're basically half girl, so you're gay.
Exactly. I do like that's actually a thing that Dean uses as well.
It's like a wraparound way of just getting someone just to get them. And it's funny. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's a hilarious way of just calling someone gay.
I have one request, by the way, for when you post this tomorrow.
Sure.
If you can actually, I'll paint over it, but I want you to use the Wojak.
Yeah.
For the thumbnail.
Okay.
But I'll make it look like Joker.
Yeah.
So
okay, just send me that whenever it's done, and I'll
put that together real quick once we finish. Actually, I'll get started on it right now.
Yeah. One thing about Aiden Ross that I discovered on, because I was in a different scene, right?
Right.
It's VTuber related because I'm in that scene.
No,
you know, James.
No.
So
what are you about to tell me? What cursed knowledge am I about to hear?
Recently, the top Twitch streamer became a different person, a new king of Twitch. So before it was Kai Cenat. Sorry, Kai Cenat, as James liked to say.
Kai Senta is what I say.
Kai Sentes, yeah.
So you're wrong, buddy.
But it became a VTuber. Do you know which VTuber, James?
I believe it's not Chibi Doki. It's on, wait, no, I do know it. God damn it.
You know it. You know it.
Because I always
It's on the tip of your tongue. It's right
for each
there.
other. That's why I said Chibidoki.
They
But
do
it's
look a little similar. They're both pink and small anime girls. I get you.
They both do very similar voices.
They kind of sound similar, yeah.
I know she does the stuff with Connor, Sea Dog.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. If I told you her name, there you go. Boom. She is now the top streamer, number 1. So very congratulations. Cool. You know, a bottom to top story, but some people, they didn't like that very much, James.
Which I think is very funny.
You know which among them didn't like that very much?
Was it
a Daniel Ross?
Oh, who could have guessed?
Who could have guessed?
Yeah, never would have seen it coming.
He's a hustler, right? So he's not on the VTuber side. He's not a weeb. Doesn't know anything anime like, right? So when he saw the news of who's the new top Twitch streamer, he kind of went a little wacko, went a little crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He says stuff like, who even is this person? You know, they're fake. It's a dude. Stuff like that, right?
Oh, okay.
The classic, VTuber, anti-VTuber sentiments. Number 1, they're fake. Number 2, they're a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them true in this case, but
no.
No, but that's just what he was saying because he's salty that you know, number 1 Twitch is not Kai Cenat or him.
Which, why would it ever be him?
He's banned, so he's not coming back. Maybe.
But I started my complete opposite company of you. Why can't it be me?
Yeah, that's where I heard his name recently. Okay. I was hearing news about the new top Twitch streamer. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then Aiden Ross, I saw the Aiden Ross clip, and I was like, oh,
are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm eating grapes.
Having a little trouble there?
I'm eating grapes as we talk right now.
Dirt on your face?
They're getting caught up in my esophagus. They're not good for me. I'm dying.
You're going.
Yeah, I was like Joker in the movie for the vast majority of it, where he's like, where he's on the verge of dying.
But yeah, there's no surprise there that's how Aiden reacted.
Yeah. One last quick thing too, because I don't think this will be, if I don't talk about it now, it probably won't make it to the next episode of Crap Chute. There was another FNAF fan game, pretty interesting to me, and it was called FNAF Real Time by Real Time Studios, and it was an interesting concept. It was basically just the normal game is a remaster of the first FNAF game, where the animatronics would move, like you could see them move over the camera, and it's just like touched up on, you know. But they had a game mode where it called Real Time, where you would actually have to do a night guard shift for 6 hours. Like the night lasted 6 hours, and you had to survive FNAF for 6 hours.
It's such a mess, dude.
It didn't go well, but it was an interesting concept. I know that they didn't intend for that to be like the main thing. It's just supposed to be like a demo of like this would it be like if it was Real Time, because it's their name, Real Time Studios. Sorry,
I'm being a bit of an asshole here when I'm saying this.
You are being an asshole, James.
In my defense, I forgot we weren't talking about FNAF Plus. We were talking about FNAF in Real Time, which I actually was kind of interested in.
Which, by the way, the devs, they're apparently nice guys. So that's even more of an asshole like on you, James. So
yeah. No, I admit my faults.
I don't. So so yeah, in Real Time, it didn't go too well because number 1, it was like unbeatable or something, because you had like 2,000% power, but that wasn't enough to get through 6 hours. Because
which
it would
is
run
a
out
very
before.
Funny statement.
It was a funny statement. It's funny because there were a lot of people who actually tried doing the Real Time challenge, and by being the first one to complete Real Time FNAF. They didn't do it because it wasn't possible. Like, I'm pretty sure even if you idled the entire time, like didn't use any power, you'd run out of power like 2 hours before your shift ended. No, like 30 minutes before your shift ended. So yeah, and then people like you, James, bullied Real Time Studios out of existence, so they canceled the project.
Again,
and now it's being done by someone else.
I thought we were talking about something else when I was saying that.
Yeah, it's okay, James. You were having a Joker moment. You were just hallucinating, disassociating. No shade to Real Time Studios. You know, hopefully you guys still do what you can do your passions. You're not FNAF Plus. Let's remember that. And good luck in your future ventures. We all live and learn. Mistakes were made, but that's all they were, mistakes.
I'll live and let die.
Much better than the mistakes, in quotations, of FNAF Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me, James. What else That's it?
Shit, I feel like I had something.
Then it's gonna have to wait till next time.
No!
Because
okay.
if you guys enjoyed, you should like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. Did you do it, James, already on my channel?
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Cool. Because if you did, you would know that these episodes come out every Sunday. You'll get a notification for them if you press the bell icon. If you like James, he's in the description below. And that's it from me. James, bring us out.
I had a very weird interaction with the Twitch viewer today that made me like deeply uncomfortable.